Hello, welcome to XP Overdrive. Today's episode, we are going to be talking about horror games. Do you guys have favorites, best moments? What do you got?
Oh, okay. I was thinking about this earlier on. I was like, there's a lot of horror games that we've mentioned throughout the podcast and a lot that are recurring. But one that we haven't ever mentioned. Have you guys played World of Horror?
No, that's on my list.
It is
Oh my
mine
god.
too.
I was like, as I was looking on my Steam earlier on, I was just like, is there anything that I just like haven't given attention to? And I was just like, I put like hours into World of Horror and I've never mentioned it. It's so good. It's like very it's a newer game. I'd say within the last like 5 or so years that it came out. I don't remember. But it's like 1 or 2 bit. And it's very like Junji Ito and H.P. Lovecraft inspired. And you have like stats, like player stats that like if like one of those reaches 0, then like of course your playthrough is over. But like stuff kind of changes depending on your stats. And it's really cool. Really cool.
That does sound cool. Yeah, I've got that on a list too to play. I'm definitely going to check that one out because that seems so cool.
I feel like that's an interesting thing of like horror games with like RPG elements, because like I came across that with Sweet Home, and another game that's like on my wish list, but Omori is also like that.
Omori. I still need to play Omori.
I do too. I've heard it's amazing. It's gone on sale a few times, but never enough.
Yeah.
But at some point I will play that game.
It's on Game Pass now.
Oh, okay.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, that's cool because besides some of the obvious we've mentioned before, Fatal Frame, Silent Hill, that type of thing. But so some of my favorites though, I have to say some of my favorites that I haven't mentioned. Well, we mentioned the multiplayer one, but Outlast. I love Outlast 1. It's a really good game. It made me feel really like, I don't know, it did a really good job with the atmosphere. It made it feel like, because you're in the dark a lot, but normally when you have a game that's in the dark a lot, it's kind of cliche, but Outlast did it really well with the night vision and that time. I don't know, they just did it really well. I remember playing that game and I remember quitting like so many times, like, okay, I think I'm done for today. Like, you know what I mean? And that's what, like, it's weird to say, but I look for that in a horror game that actually has a good story, but also can really, like, has that horror scary theme down, right?
I love Outlast, but I've never actually finished it myself. I've just watched other people playing. Like, it's actually Cordelia Chase. I believe it's their favorite horror game.
Oh, okay.
And I've never finished it. And I remember this, a year or 2 ago now, Renvi, who is a friend of ours, Cordy was sitting in a voice chat with Renvi while she was going through the game, because it was one of those games where Renvi was like, I am too scared to go through this. And it was honestly one of the favorite streams that I've ever watched, because it was lovely in the sense that like there's a sense of like community in this, but also it's like I of course like watching horror games and horror streams, especially if I know somebody's like gonna be like on edge in a way.
Yeah.
I know, it's one of
cool,
it's that morbidness of like I know you're gonna get shocked at some point and I will laugh at this.
Well, I mean, that's why people watch mine too, probably, because they like to see me shit my pants.
It's like I get scared of everything. It's funny.
And that's a funny thing, because as much as I love horror games, I am a chicken with some of these things. Like, I do get scared. Like, but I don't know. I guess like we talked about before, I guess that's the kind of cool thing. Like, you kind of like this. Well, I guess like to get scared, I guess. I don't know, but I genuinely do. Like, there's, I don't know. I like watching people play horror too. That's why I guess it's fun watching Gray get scared like I do.
It is.
I can't help it.
Fun. No, I think that's like totally normal too. It's just like it's a safe way to get an adrenaline rush, and people's reactions can be very funny.
Yeah, they can be very funny. Like I don't know how mine are, because I say oh shit a lot, but like I've like it, that's just like that. That's that go-to reaction, because it's that's just me. But like I see people, I've seen people fall out of the chairs. You know what I mean? I've seen people smack their computers. I don't know. It's fun because it's to see how scared people get. I
Wasn't
love
there
it.
that one clip of yours where you just like kicked your camera?
Oh yeah. Yes. I think we showed that too on one of the other episodes. I think we did.
So funny.
We were playing Devour, which is another favorite one of mine, and we were playing that, and some of the me, Mila, and Cervantes, another Ghostbusters family. We were that lady just, I didn't see her. I mean, they don't give you any warning that you're going to get grabbed. So I'm just talking, and I don't know, all of a sudden that girl's face is in my camera, and I kicked my camera right off my thing. Like it scared the crap out of me. Yeah, it was pretty bad. That game had us screaming a lot that day. I actually, after I was done, my wife, she was in bed, and she goes, you woke your son up twice.
Oh my God.
I was like, whoops. Like, yeah, my bad. Like, but that game terrified me to the point to where I was super sleepy after I was done. Like, I slept so well that night. I don't know why, but yeah, me kicking the camera is what everyone remembers.
You got that blood pumping. It was like a workout.
It really was. Like, I just remember being sweaty and just like tired, and I woke up well rested. It was really fun though. I mean, I do recommend Devour. I haven't played it in a while though. I know they've added some stuff to it, but there's a few other games like that too, which is like Pacify, which we have. I have that as well, and then Hot Chaser, which is pretty cool.
Oh God, yeah.
Hot Chaser. Have you played Hot Chaser with us, right?
I think I played that with you, Mila, and Chica. Is that what we played? Ooh. Where Chica kept like killing us in a graveyard. Is that what that was?
Yeah, I think that is definitely it. Yeah, because Chica loved to kill us. He looks to kick our ass in that game.
Oh my God, yeah. Wait, was there another person? Was it just the four of us, or was there a fifth?
I know. If you played with us, it had to be me, you, and Chica, and probably like Atoshi and Mila.
Okay, yeah, maybe Atoshi was also there.
Yeah, I imagine that was probably it. Yeah, because we didn't like Cervantes didn't play for a while. He played with us the last time he played with us. He played with me, Chica, and Atoshi. That was like the last time we played together. But that Hot Chaser, we got to get Baco on Hot Chaser. I think you would love that one.
Yeah,
I've never played it. Yeah,
you'll have to play it. Oh, it is very, very fun. It's kind of like White Noise 2, which are kind of the same games. You can also play as the ghost that's hunting everyone or not. Kind of like Dead by Daylight sort of thing, but I think it's more creepier than Dead by Daylight because like this game has legit like jump scares, like the way they get you. Kind of like if you've seen Lunch Lady or like Devour, it's like that.
Oh, but I might have Lunch Lady. I don't remember, but I remember again watching Renvi and some friends playing it, and I was like, God, this is something else.
Yeah, I have to give it props right now because I after Jesus, I would say after maybe the PS3 started or released in like the other systems, I didn't see a lot of horror games, right?
Okay.
At least around in that era. I don't know if I could be wrong. Like maybe I just wasn't like in that scene yet, like I am now. But like I notice now though, there's a lot of horror games out right now. It's like indies, especially indie horror games. It's like they're booming right now. It's like,
oh my gosh, yeah.
Yeah, because like when I talk about the list that I shared of my horror games that I have, like there's a ton. Like you know what I mean? And and a lot of them I have not played, of course, but it's like every time I'm looking for new horror games or I'm like going to tackle one, I see something about a new horror game that gets pretty good reviews or that people are hyped about. And it's a ton. Like it's like the horror game genre is like really going right now.
Oh yeah.
And I'm loving it. I love that there's so much to play. I'm never going to get bored.
We talk about like playing games together quite often, and usually we bring up like Phasmophobia, but we've never actually mentioned, because like when you first start playing Phasmophobia, it's kind of scary because you're like, well, you're not really sure what to expect, and like I played like when it like. I think a month or so after it first came out, and there was maybe 8 ghosts or something. And
Oh yeah.
even then, I was like scared. But if you start playing it for the first time now, when there's like so much more, and essentially
Oh yeah.
I wouldn't say it's weighted to the ghosts, but like it's the ghosts definitely have more of a fair chance, if you will.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean even the lobby now is scary.
Yeah,
If you go up to that one door, just go up to
Yeah.
that one door, just see what happens if you haven't played.
Yep. It's true. It's like every update with Phasmo, they try to make a way to make it more creepier. I think this is the only game I know that when they fare it towards the enemies in the game or ghosts, what have you, is like a good thing.
Yeah.
Right?
It's like
'Cause
when you're
you know,
walking around with the spirit box and like the first time you're like, I don't know what to expect here. Like, I don't know if the ghost is going to sit and talk to me. And like, of course,
Yeah.
now there's like Ouija boards and such, and like
Oh,
a
yeah.
summoning circle and such. And you're like, what the fuck?
yeah, it's insane. I remember the first time I played it, it was super fun. I mean, the Ghostbusters, we played it a lot. That's probably the game that we have played the most together when we first started this whole thing. And then, like, I will tell you, when you get a chance, if you ever get a chance, the best way I'm going to tell you to play Phasmo is in VR. And it's just because it's true. It's like true to scale. Like when you're in the VR space with Phasmo, it's super immersive, but it really makes you feel like you're actually in that fucking house. Like it's like when you walk in there, you forget that you're in VR, like you're in a VR headset. You really are immersed in it. And you really, like, because you know what I mean, you have to, like, you turn around, the doors, like, it feels true to scale, and it feels like you're really there, and it is incredibly creepy, like, to do that. I recommend it 100%. Phasmo in VR is amazing. That was actually the first time I played Phasmo was in VR. So yeah, so there's clips of that somewhere too. I had like a good old time. I was laughing my ass off because like Freedom Pig, who's another Ghostbuster, by the way, he would die like every single time. Like he was like, he wasn't the last guy, but he was the first guy, as I would say. He was like the one that would die all the time. And yeah, but VR Phasmo, superb.
You get like a couple extra like item spaces, don't you, in VR? Like one or two?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah, you
do
actually
what?
can. Yeah, so the way it works is in VR, you can take an item and you can put them on your waist belt, right? And then you can hold two more items in each hand, like one item in each hand, I should say. So you have like a total of 4 items you can carry with you.
Oh.
So the best way to do it though is you take the flashlight, the strong flashlight, and you turn it on, and then you put it on your waist. So it's always on when you're walking in, so you can carry other items in your hand while you have your flashlight on.
I love
So
that.
yeah, that's the good part about it. So like, yeah, you can actually like carry multiple things. You can carry something in each hand. Like you can carry the flashlight in one hand, or like the thermometer in one hand and the spirit box in the other, type of deal.
So Witless Lamb and I used to play that a fair amount. And we both, that was like our first time was that we ever played it, was like us together playing it. And one of the things that we noticed was just like the most like unsettling parts of that game is just when you first step through the doorway, the change in sound
Yeah.
is
Yes.
so unsettling.
Yeah, that was
Yes.
like, it's what caught me the first time I played. Like when you're even in the tutorial, like, and you know, like generally you're not gonna die in the tutorial. You just kind of like go from like this real like rainy setting to that to like
Yes.
the audio type just changes, and you're like, oh no.
Yeah,
I
it's
hate it.
incredible. Yeah, it's true. It's like I've done it so many times going in the house or whatever, and it's just like, yeah, you go in that door and you're just like, ugh. Like that's how you know something's really well done, is they can make you feel uneasy with just music, like and you know, atmosphere, sound. Like that's how good it is. Now,
Yeah.
granted, as much as I've played Phasmo, you don't get as scared as you did the first time. But like I said, VR kicks it up a notch. But also what's in VR is Forewarned. And I haven't done that
is
yet.
in VR?
Yeah, you can play Forewarned in VR as well.
Oh.
And I haven't yet. But I mean, I don't know if I want to try. But
That was a lot.
yeah, because that was a lot. That was insanely a lot. I'm just
I want to play it again.
I do too.
I do too. I definitely do. That's gonna be fun to play. Like, cause the first time we played, we were so confused. We didn't know what to do.
Because we all didn't go through the tutorial. That's why we were
really
confused.
I just didn't know there was a tutorial, and I was ready for us to just like play because we were streaming. So it's just like, oh, we'll be fine. We were not fine.
We were not fine.
We weren't. I fell into a stupid hole and like it's like. I didn't know what I was doing. I was just scared. I was just like, I just run and fall in a hole. I'm like, damn. Like it was just
so
like,
funny.
it was fun.
There's no mercy. There's absolutely no mercy in that game.
No.
It isn't. It isn't at all. And like this, I said, forewarned, is super fun and scary. But yeah, I'll eventually do VR with it. Maybe on one of the playthroughs we do together. But
Nice.
that's another thing to bring up too, because another thing that I've been seeing a surgence in at a horror multiplayer. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's like everywhere, especially Phasmo clones. Like
Yeah.
that, it's a lot because there's another one that I actually did enjoy. Yeah, it's another one. But it's called well, first when it came out, it was called what was it called? They changed their name. It was Ghost
I
Hunters
think I know.
Inc.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
But they changed the name of it though. It's something different now. God, what the heck's the name of it?
Let me see.
I'm literally going to look on my Steam because I have it.
Ghost
Paranormal.
Exorcism?
Yeah, Ghost Exorcism. Yeah, it used to be called Ghost Hunter Corps. That's what it was called.
Yeah.
Ghost Hunter Corpse. And and then they changed it to Ghost Exorcism Inc. I don't know why. But that game was actually fun. It was supposed to be like to compete with Phasmo, which I do have to say though, Ghost Hunter Corps or Ghost Exorcism Inc. I will say this is the real reason why Phasmo ended up getting a run button, because Ghost Exorcism Inc. was the one that had the run button, and that's why everybody was like, "Oh my god, you can run in this!" And like everybody was talking about it.
It's on sale currently, 50% off.
Yeah, I don't know how much it was when I got it. It's been, we've only played it a handful of times. It's still fun, but it was buggy back then. And but yeah, like, because I remember after this came out, everybody was streaming it. Everybody was talking about this new scary game, scarier than Phasmo, blah blah blah. And the next thing you know, Phasmo has an update, and then you can run. So
Okay, but like, can I call out Phasmo's run button mechanic? Because you go all of 5 feet and then you're winded, even as a
Same.
ghost. Like
Yes,
when you're
same.
dead, I'm sorry, you shouldn't be winded at all. You're dead.
Yes, it's very true.
What?
Can we say that in Phasmo, when you run, it's not a run, it's more like a light shuffle, because it's
like a light
a speed
shuffle.
walk. It's not a run, it's not a sprint, it's not a jog. It's more like you just walk faster. That's all it really is.
Go
It's
from
more-
granny pace to like the granny who does Zumba pace.
It's like you go from like, oh, I'm about to go, or it's like, oh, I'm walking here, to, oh, I've got to use the bathroom. Like, it's just, it's very,
But it's not an emergency. You just need to use it.
yeah, pretty much. It's like, I'm glad it's there, because I kind of felt in Phasmo, when you were getting chased by this ghost, it's like, why am I walking so effing slow? But,
It's like, that's fine. I'm good with death.
right? But it's like, so I say Ghost Exorcism did start the run button thing, which I'm happy for. I need to go back into Ghost Exorcism and can try it out at some point, because I think it'd be cool to try. But it was very buggy back then, but it was very confusing on how you find out the ghost too back then, that I remember. But it it is fun. But but like I said, the multiplayer games, oh yeah, man. I think I just see a big surgence in them, and I'm just very happy. The Devour, Pacify, another one which we haven't played yet, which is free, which is Deceit. I've mentioned that before.
Oh yeah.
It's just like Among Us with just horror. It's like I hard to explain. Like it's it's like, I think it's like 10 people in a match, but you start off in each part of the map or whatever, and you walk around, and one of you is the monster, but you're a human form, and you and of course, once you got to, like, as a monster, to stay alive, to get stronger, you have to go feed on blood packs that are around the map. And if you have to make sure you don't do it in front of anyone, because they'll figure out you're the monster, pretty much. So the other players are trying to figure out who the monster is, and if there's someone that's acting sus, then you vote them out or you kill them, pretty much. Because yeah, kind of like the thing as well. Because like, there's been times where I've accidentally, like, shot my gun on accident, and they, like, jumped me, like, and they just voted me out. Like, they just voted me as a killer, and they're just like, bye-bye. Like, yeah, and you do that until you get to the last one. But then, like, while that's happening, the power will go out and on each map. And when the power goes out, that's when the monster can transform into monster form and kill everyone else. So nobody sees who transforms into the monster, and you have to figure that out. So it's really cool. So I definitely recommend it. Like I said, it's free. Last time I checked, people still play it, and it's really fun. So if we ever get a chance for Ghostbuster night, especially like a community night, like, we definitely should play it. I recommend that one a lot.
I would play that. All of those games to me just remind me of in college, because my video game club, we would play Mafia.
Oh.
Which all of these games are essentially Mafia.
Yeah.
And, like, yo, those matches got intense.
I've never actually played Mafia.
It's very fun, but frame rate, if you're watching this, I will never forgive you. I will never forgive you for manipulating all of us. You betrayed me.
Oh my gosh. Wait. Love you.
Uh-oh. Love you.
I was so mad. I had to leave the room. Because, like, literally, this MF, I'm sorry, this isn't video game related, but, like, he was, like, taking the charge and, like, leading the investigation, so everyone was just kind of like, oh, we're, like, kind of listening to him. And then I get killed. And I'm not even kidding. This mother effer, when I think it was Brent was leading it, was just like, okay, Mafia, wake up. And, like, he had his head down, and he just picks his head up with this, like, evil grin. I had to walk out the room. I was like, no, you did not do that. I was so mad. He played all of us so well. Anyway, Mafia, it ends friendships. It doesn't really all the love, but, like, oh.
That's
you
funny.
guys played Stories Untold? It's like a text-based horror game.
It's on my list. I really want to.
It's so good.
I haven't heard of that one, but I think I've heard of it.
It's kind of set in chapters. I think this is like 5 or 6 chapters, but, like, it's like they'll give you prompts on the screen, and you have to, like, type out your action of what you want to do, essentially. And, like, one of them is, like, I think you're going back to, like, your family home, and there's, like, a power outage. And it's, like, there's a lot of kind of tension, because in games like that, it's, like, sound design is very good, and they do their best to make this the scariest experience. Also, it's by Devolver Digital, which, amazing developers. Another one, you're in a lab, and you're doing experiments, and it's quite tense. Then you're, like, somebody behind, like, who's on the computers of, like, a train station. Like, I can't remember. There's one where you're, like, outside in the snow, and it's, like, one of the only ones where you're actually actively walking around, and it's very tense, because you're just like, oh god, I haven't had to walk around in this game so far. What's about to happen? But it's so good. It'll maybe take you like 4 hours or so to play. Which you'll find is a trend in most of the games that I really like horror related. So it's like, is it a short experience for me? Is it 4 to 6 hours? Amazing. Like, Detention, we've mentioned a few times. Like, that's maybe like, what, 4 to 8 hours or so? And they make the best out of the short runtime, because every bit of time you're in that game, it really just the atmosphere really gets you.
Yeah. I feel that way with I finally played The Witch's House, and that's only like an hour and a half long, but it's so good. It's so tight. There's no extra, there's no downtime. There's also an insane amount of like jump scare moments where it's just all of a sudden you're dead.
I was just saying deaths too, right?
So many. It's just so quick. Oh, but it's so good. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing though about like especially in the horror genre, like there's so many different types of horror like games that it doesn't always have to be the first person like jump scare fest type of thing. Like some of the things like the tension and all that stuff are pretty good. Because the reason I love horror games is not just to be scared. The stories I find in horror games are really awesome. I think they're done really well, especially not all. I mean, there's some that aren't done well, but I mean, a majority that I've played and ones that I really like, they've always been done so well. And I mean, I don't know why or how, but I just noticed that. That's why I love them so much. You know what I mean? And yeah, no matter how they're told, whether it be like how Witch's House was, which I never played, but watching you play that, it was really sweet. I liked it. And I don't normally play the games like that, but that one looked really, 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 really good and interesting to where like I'm probably going to play it because I just want to experience it myself to see, especially because I watched you like die a lot, like because it's weird. Like I see all the dies and like the jump scares. I want to see how I could do it. And I definitely will be playing like Witch's House like pretty soon.
If you're into like shorter experiences kind of like that, Faith 1 and 2 are really good. Faith 1 is free. Faith 2 I think was like $1. And I played them on itch. So I know they're there. They're probably on Steam. But they're so good and it'll maybe take you like 2 hours cuz like they have multiple endings.
Yeah, cuz I wouldn't mind playing some short ones.
Like to get those multiple endings, you can kind of I think it's you go back to like a checkpoint before the end or something, and then you can like go get the endings that way instead of like replaying the game over and over.
Right.
Nice.
They're very, very good and both follow kind of the same character.
Yeah, okay. I'll check them out. I'll add them because I wouldn't mind some shorter ones because I was recently thinking about this. Like especially now that I'm doing some of the horror on YouTube, I wanted to do like a segment kind of like some other people who do like 3 scary games type of thing where they do like some short scary games on one video. You know what I mean? Like multiple ones that are pretty short. And I want to start exploring some of those because I would love to because some of them look pretty sweet. So I definitely want to try some of those and I'll put those on the list for sure.
Oh, one of the developers who I really like his stuff. I think Baka, I think you introduced me to Chilla. With like the night train game and like the convenience store.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
I like his stuff. They're very, I don't know, they're fun, they're creepy.
Is it the first person one?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And like kind of looks like sometimes like VHS-y-ish.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah. I seen someone playing that where like he was trying to close up shop and someone keeps stalking them or something.
Yeah, I think
convenience
that's
store.
convenience store. Yeah.
Yeah, I want to try that one. That one does look very good.
It's
He
usually
has like a
quite
whole
cheap as well.
series of games. Yeah, they usually are, and like they're just I don't know, they're really good, and like they're pretty short, but like, oh, they're always so cool. Like, oh, I'm a big fan. So thank you, Baka, because you introduced me to that.
Yeah, they do look cool. I want to try those too. I think they're on my list that I have, and I with amongst the 50 million other games I have.
I just remembered about this game called the Happy Hills Homicide. And it's like, think like Jason in like the summer camp situation, but you're Jason in the summer camp situation. I'm seeing if they have, because I know it from Game Jolt. I'm seeing if they have a trailer.
My list of like games I need to play while researching for this episode grew so much. Like, I don't know if you can see, I made like notes of things, but all the like random jotting down of other games I need to check out.
Oh yeah, my list is the notes for this one is pretty big, and then I was sitting there looking at my gaming list, and I was just like, ooh, what should I put here? Like, and I'm just like, well, like, I was like, I'll bring in some because I know some of them. Some of them I don't remember what they look like. That's why I put them on the list. So I'm like, oh, what horror game should I try this time? I can go to my list and be like, oh, well, let me look this up. But there are some other ones that like I do remember. Like I'll tell you right now, like some of my favorite horror games or series. Like I know we mentioned Fatal Frame and like Silent Hill a lot, so I'm gonna refrain from that one for right now because
which is so hard.
It's so hard because that's my favorite game series of all time. But like another one that I recently played, it just became my favorite favorite horror game is called The Beast Inside.
Oh
yeah.
I haven't.
Oh yeah, really?
Yeah, I've just never played it.
Oh, I recommend you play it. It does have some scares in it, but it's not a jump scare fest. It's actually a really good story. I think I did mention this before, but you play as two different characters and two different time periods. And it's really well done the way they connect the stories from those two time periods. The scares in that one, there's definitely some clips of me on Twitch, you could find of me almost pooping my pants on that one, but it's a really good story. It just became my favorite because of mostly the story of it. It's fantastic. Like I loved it. The puzzles are kind of, some of the puzzles were kind of challenging. Like the main character, one of the characters is a cryptographer. So it's really cool how they do that because you actually have to, do the cryptographs and stuff like that in parts of the game. So it can be a bit challenging somewhat because the way you do it, like the cryptograph, the cryptograph, like the machine you have to use and all that, it gets a little challenging, but it's still fun, right? But I highly recommend The Beast Inside. If you have it and like I said, if you really want to play a good one, it's really good. It will scare you. I'm not going to lie, but it is a really fantastic game. Really well done. One of my favorite games I've played this year. So I went through that whole game on Twitch, by the way. So yeah, I recommend that one 100%.
Cooking Companions.
Oh my god, yes.
Because like, of course, like the entire thing of this game, I'm gonna pull it up, the trailer. Actually, I can just pull it up on YouTube. I don't have to pull it up on Steam. Because their trailer is very like, here's this cute game. Vegetables, bread. And God, it descends real quick.
It's just so cute. And then it's not.
And then it's not.
But it's so good.
But it's so cute.
I love stuff like that. Or like misleading trailers. Like before we started recording, we were talking about anime. And like one of my favorite shows that like the trailer is so misleading is, I'm gonna screw up the name, Puella Magica Madoka Magica.
Oh, Madoka Magica, yeah.
Yeah, like the trailer is just like, it's you're just like the magical girl and blah blah blah. And it's so cute. And then 3 episodes in, and you're like,
oh my god.
No, it's not.
But this game, it's probably one of the best horror games I've played in like recent years, and also their devs are just very lovely people. Which, like, very much a plus. Love that in indie horror.
Oh, yeah.
But, Jesus.
Wee, cabbage!
Isn't bread like all the bread puns?
Nothing could go wrong.
Yeah.
It's so good. It's so good.
I need to go back and replay it because I mean they've done updates and also just like I want to find all the Easter eggs and like such a good game.
Yeah. Oh man.
And based on a real story, by the way.
Oh wow.
this like anime opening, you know?
I love it though.
Karen is your Monica, if you will.
I love Maria's outfit and I want it. Like, real bad.
Maria is such a sweet baby.
Oh, my favorite is this guy. He was my fave.
Gregor is probably up there for me. It's like Mariah and
yeah.
Gregor for me.
Yeah.
It's the best. Like, the trailer makes it seem like it would be this kind of dating simi game. While yes, it is.
It is.
Do remember that this is also a psychological horror game.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's, follows with the trend of that, like, Doki Doki Literature Club.
Yeah. And,
Which, that was such a good
Doki
game.
Doki was a great time.
That does look cool. I'll have to check it out because I remember
Doki
you
Doki
mentioned
is
it
free.
before.
Oh, yeah,
I'll have
Doki Doki is free. Oh, my God, I love that game.
check
My
it out.
roommate and
That-
I played that in one sitting.
Oh my god.
That
Amy doesn't like spiders. That's why we don't like her.
Oh my
We had so much fun with that game.
Oh man, I'll show you another one really quick. One game that I do recommend. I know you guys haven't played yet. It's called Daylight.
Daylight. Yeah.
It's an older game. It's I'll show you a quick trailer really quick, but it's Twitch integrated. Funny enough, too.
Oh.
It's
Oh, I love it when they do that.
yeah, you can actually like send scares and all that type of stuff to everyone. Let me know when you guys are in there and all.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Okay.
Waiting for your arrival. Gather up everything you can.
It's randomly generated as well.
Oh fuck.
Oh, no.
Began an infection. A black veil of sickness, disease, and despair. Sudden and swift.
I know you're there.
Yeah, this whole map is randomly generated, so it changes every time you play.
Oh, God.
I know there's somebody here.
Don't let them take you, Sarah. No, not yet.
I've seen this. Wait, have you streamed this?
I did actually.
Okay. I have seen this.
Yeah.
This
I
is
streamed
cool.
it once so far. But yeah, it's I like I said, I recommend this one because it's
This
really
looks cool.
fun.
Looks very cool.
It's, it is definitely cool. Like I said, randomly generated, so it does change. Twitch integrated. So like you could have someone's if I remember, you send certain sound effects, you can actually summon some of the enemies in there too. So I think one of the main enemies in Daylight is like a witch, or she's called a witch in there, and you can actually summon her in the game. So yeah, it's it has like it's not necessarily like combat in it, but it has a form of combat. Like you can repel the witches with like certain things you get in the game, but it's not like shooting or like smacking with like melee type of stuff. But yeah, it's very scary. It's really fun. I do recommend that one. And I think it's fairly cheap on Steam. I'm pretty sure. I think I got it for pretty cheap too before I streamed it that day.
That reminds me of like, are there specific game mechanics in horror games that you feel scare you more? Because like one of them is like the inability to fight back, like
Yeah.
you are defenseless.
Yes.
Or like I personally I hate, and so many of the games do it, I hate like being chased, like knowing
Yeah.
that there's something actively after
Yep.
It's
me.
why
That was
like,
me. That was mine.
It's why one of my favorite horror games is Layers of Fear. Because like you're not like being chased by anything.
Yeah.
It's like the whole horror of it is like things are changing around you and you're trying to piece together what the fuck happened to this protagonist and his family. Are we a good guy that we're playing, or is this protagonist a piece of shit? Spoiler alert, yeah, kind of a piece of shit.
Oh, that had one of my favorite like scary moments. Like, cause the first time I saw it, cause you do not know like what's gonna happen,
no.
cause that game is like crazy. But the music box moment where you latch onto the music box, they're turning around. Oh my
The
god!
one in the child's room.
Yes, yeah.
Oh, I actually had that written down because I was like, that's one of the scariest moments for me. Like that game had like three really scary moments for me. One of them was close to the start where like you're in this like library room and then you turn around and like there's like this figure made out of books that just like it's there but then it disappears and you're just like, what the fuck was that? Then it's that whole sequence where you're with the music box and you're just going around in a circle and things are changing and sometimes it's a bit faster. And it's just like, that was awful. And then the entire chapter with dolls, because fuck that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. No
fair.
dolls. Yeah, we don't do dolls. Funny thing enough about Layers of Fear, Baka, they just ported Layers of Fear to VR.
Oh, they did?
Yeah. It's, I am going to...
Are you going to do it? Amazing.
Oh, yeah, I'm going to get it.
Do it, yes.
Oh, yeah, I definitely will.
Such good games.
And really quick, because speaking of VR, like I wanted to mention this, I think VR is also a really good place for horror.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
a big mainstay, I think. Yeah, because of being so immersive or immersed like that, and it's like you're really there. Like it's amazing. Like I said, the first VR horror game that I actually did play, I streamed it, which was The Exorcist VR, and it's based off of The Exorcist 3 movie, if I remember. But that was hella scary. Like, I mean, I don't know how to stress enough that like you are really there. You know what I mean? So it's like when the shit jumps at you or tries to grab at you, it's incredibly scary because like the way it immerses you so well is because now that you have, what is it called? The 6 degrees of motion or something like that? Or I might have that wrong, but like
6 degrees of Kevin Bacon.
How did I not see that coming? I did not know. How did I not see that coming? Oh my God.
Ignore me.
For me, my equivalent is 6 degrees of inturbulence.
Oh my God.
Any Dream Theater fans in the comments, sound off. Thank you.
But yeah, it's like the fact that you have this movement and you turn around and there's like something behind you, you got to feel like you turn around. It's crazy how immersive VR has become with this, because there's been VR before that wasn't really like worth it or good, but like but playing these horror VR games are incredible. And like I said, I played The Exorcist, which is great. There's also Paranormal HK, which you see me stream, but it's also VR cable, which I might do at some point. But the one that I'm very scared of playing, and I mentioned this, Gray knows this, is Paranormal Activity VR. Which I'm so scared to play this game that I have a community thing going on Twitch. If I get a certain amount of points, I'll play it on stream, and I really will. But it's I mean, I've seen people play, not seen people play it. I've seen little clips, and when it comes to like horror VR games, like they say it's it's probably the most scary horror VR game you'll probably ever play. And I've seen some people play this, and I'm just thinking like, ugh, do I want to be that scared or not? I mean,
yes.
Right? Like, I'm just like, I don't know, like, do I really want to be? I mean, I'll play it if we get there to the points, which I'm pretty sure I'm pretty close. But that, it's just VR is very good. It's good for a lot of other stuff too, but they did port, like I said, Layers of Fear. They also ported the Blair Witch game to VR too. So,
I heard it was good, the Blair Witch game.
Yeah, I have it on. I want to say I had it on Game Pass, and I only played a little bit of it. But it is really good.
I think
it
it was free on Epic for a while, so I think I have it. I don't know if you also nabbed it there.
Yeah, maybe that's where I nabbed it. Maybe it was from Epic. I'm sure
it is on Game Pass as well, or at least was.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it might have been Epic. I've got like a lot for free on Epic from the past 2 years. But like, they ported that to VR. They're working on a few more other like VR horror ports, but like, yeah, I like I said, man, if you guys ever get a chance to get a VR, it's one of the greatest things I've dealt with. I haven't played it in a while, but it's not because I don't think about it, but it's just so much other stuff. But like, there's just so much stuff to play in VR, especially the horror genre is incredible. I think like on VR, like horror is really made for that, like 100%. So
Oh yeah.
like
I
it's
was-
so like oh no, go ahead.
I was thinking just there, it's like, what games do I play that would be interesting in VR? And I like my mind went to like Dead by Daylight, but then I was like,
Yeah.
I was thinking, how would that really work? Because like every killer
If
has
you're
like
the-
different abilities and such, and I would wonder how that would work with VR.
Well,
But
I can only imagine because if since you're the killer, you're in first person, and
Yeah.
there's that
Yeah.
program that can turn some games into VR, which is Vortex, and it seems to work quite well with things because I want to eventually try it with Visage at some point. But also,
So brave.
yeah, I know. But there is an actual working VR mod for Alien Isolation.
oh,
So
That game was scary enough on its own. Oh god.
it's like, like
it is.
bestie, I didn't even finish it like on easy, you know, like.
Yeah, and I'm going through it on my YouTube channel, and I'm thinking if I finish it, maybe I'll try it on VR. Maybe like a small little like montage of me playing it on VR on YouTube or something like that, or maybe on Twitch. But yeah, I definitely want to try it.
Oh,
But yeah, I mean, in certain games, yeah. What games would you want to see in VR though? Like if you had one, what games like that would you want to see?
Ooh.
ooh.
Trying to think. Like, would there for me, I don't know what it was, but my mind was just like, how funny would Mario Kart be in VR? I don't know
Oh my
that.
God.
I don't know why that was where my brain went. Cause like I was like, hard game wise, like a lot of the hard games that I play already at least can be made into VR. And I was just like, what's the funniest thing? But like, not to take this away from horror, but so Pikmin 4 is looking like it's gonna be like we're gonna be on the ground with the Pikmin instead of it being like almost top down kind of thing.
Yeah.
So I'd be like, God, how fucking terrifying would that be? Like you're down there with the Pikmin, and you're seeing these massive creatures in VR. No, I'm good actually. But yeah, actually, Nintendo report that to fucking VR. Not that I have a VR headset, mind you, but you know, the thoughts there.
Didn't Nintendo like Switch make a VR thing, but it's not really VR?
Oh God, I
Like,
don't remember.
I seen them do a thing where you can play Breath of the Wild and the VR thing, and it was really weird looking. But I was like, yeah, I can't remember what it was called, but I'm pretty sure it was like a VR for Switch. Damn, I don't know what the name of it was called though. It was
I'm seeing
what's
like
it called?
headsets that are like that you can use with Nintendo Switch.
yeah, but they showed the particular one that I was talking about. It was shown at like a game show, like one of the Nintendo game shows.
Was it Labo?
It's called Labo. That's it.
Ah.
Yeah, I just saw it when you said it. Yeah, the Labo VR is the real deal. So like, yeah, and they showed that with like they showed people playing it with like Zelda and stuff, and I'm just like, well, that's not a first person. So like but that's what they advertised it with when they showed it at the game show, and I was just like, well, Zelda I don't get, but you know, with anything else I can get because you know it'd be cool with the motion control stuff. But it's pretty much like Google Cardboard because it's a cardboard.
Google
VR.
Cardboard.
I love
Because
that.
Google
Like
Cardboard
Labo
was-
looks so cool though, of just like building the little thing. I don't know. It's looks very cool.
It does look cool because like I said, it reminds me of like Google Cardboard because like you can build because they do the same thing. I never understood it though, but if you can order the Google Cardboard and you actually have to build it yourself type of deal. But yeah, like it looks really cute. But I was just like, I don't know what type of games for the Switch actually would be VR ish. Like, you know what I mean? But I just
Yeah,
had
it's
to bring
weird
it up.
to it's weird to change like a game that's like third person to all of a sudden first person to make it VR.
Yeah.
But like I feel like any first person game would convert to VR like decently, like
Right.
like Amnesia or something. But yeah, a 3D game into a VR first
Yeah.
person, that's like such a shift.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, and funny enough, because those games, like you said, Amnesia, like all those, there's VR ports for those, and you know, like, but people do that now because and I kind of want to try it, though I haven't really went through Amnesia. So I know you
They're
are.
so fun. Yeah, I've done
You're on
The
it.
Dark Descent and A Machine for Pigs now. So next is Rebirth.
Rebirth, yeah.
Nice.
A
Ooh,
Rebirth
yeah.
I have seen being on like some of these like top 10 like scariest moments in video games kind of lists. So
Yeah.
I feel like that's a one for you to look forward to.
Yeah. Outside
I
of horror,
might put
really
it
quick.
off. I might play one other game first before I jump into Rebirth. Because yeah, I've like looked up and like, what's the order of scariness? And some people say Dark Descent, but a lot of people say Rebirth. And I'm like, great.
Oh,
Cool.
lovely.
Dark Descent was a lot.
To revert really quick, just a quick mention outside of VR, there is a VR, there's a VR board game that's pretty cool that we have called Demio. And I'll just put the link right there in the chat. But the it's me and I have this game. Me and Trap Anime, Cervantes, and Executive Milk. We all actually play this game every now and then. It's like
nice.
it's a tabletop board game in VR, and it's so freaking cool. And I recommend that too. It's not horror, but well, it can kind of have some scary moments in it. But it's a really fun game. I just wanted to mention that because it's actually one of my favorite VR games as of late, besides like all the horror stuff. But yeah, favorite, man, I have a lot of like favorite horror games I could always come up with. And one I do want to bring up though, have you guys ever played Evil Within 2?
I haven't played the second one, but I played the first one.
Okay.
I've watched them both be played. I've not played them myself, but I've seen multiple playthroughs.
Oh, okay. So I haven't finished Evil Within 2, but I like it, right? But it's I think to me, at least from my point of view, I think it's one of the first like kind of open worldish horror games. I don't know, or maybe I'm wrong, but it just seems more open worldish to me as a horror game, and I really enjoy it though. I haven't finished it though, but I really enjoy it. I don't know. It's just a lot of people. I don't know. A lot of people gave the Evil Within games a lot of shit though.
They did.
Like,
That's
Really?
right.
And I don't know why. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know why though.
I personally, for me, I don't necessarily have a problem with them. It's more of my own preference. Like, I feel like the first one started out really well for me, because like, I don't want to like go into it a lot, but you are either a police officer or detective, I don't remember, and you go into this asylum, and then it kind of like shifts, and you've been kidnapped by the serial killer, but then it shifts again, and like the apocalypse is happening, question mark, and then it's like when it shifts into like zombie territory, and that's kind of where I lost interest a bit, because like zombie games I'm not a massive fan of. Like Resident Evil like is a relatively an exception to that, because like it's not really just a zombie game, if you will.
Right.
There's like
right.
other shit going on. But zombie games they kind of start to bore me now, because it's we've had it for
It's
a
like
while.
an oversaturation.
Yeah, it is. I think it's been an oversaturation of zombies. I haven't. I remember I think I remember the time I saw that I was over zombie games was when I saw the gameplay for Days Gone.
Like
When I
granted, these games
Yeah.
like I'm not the target audience for it, because like I'm just bored with zombies. But like they're not bad games. Like they're good
no.
games. I'm just bored.
Yeah, because
That's fair.
Yeah, it's fair because Days Gone they say is a really amazing game. People want a sequel, but to me, I mean, for me, it just wasn't me. But it's kind of an oversaturation for me. I think besides Resident Evil, I think the best zombie games, in my opinion, of recent are the Dying Light series, 1 and 2. I love Dying Light 1 with a passion. Like I bought Dying Light 1 for the Xbox, the PS4, and I have it on PC. Like that's how much I love Dying Light. Like I've played that game numerous times. Dying Light 2 is really fantastic too. It's not as good as part 1 though. Part 1 just had this thing, man. It was like, besides the parkour zombie killing shit, like you could also play with 4-player co-op, but also, which you can in part 2. But part 1 had this be the zombie mode, which was really freaking cool, where you can invade someone's game as the zombie and hunt them down and kill them. It's like this super, like a volatile is what they call it, like this super speed running zombie that can like jump and shit. But yeah, so you can be this, you can be them, and you can invade someone's game and you can just go and kill them, and you know what I mean? Like Dying Light was just so perfect. And Dying Light, I mean, but let's be real, Dying Light wouldn't be here if it wasn't for Dead Island. So
I've heard very good things about Dead Island.
Dead Island's fantastic too.
I actually, for like recent zombie games that because I'm just, some of them, it can be mindless fun, like Left 4 Dead, like those are fun, just play with your friends, but it doesn't have like the gravitas. But The Last of Us.
I was just about to mention The Last of Us as well.
Yeah, like the clickers, their design, so good.
When you were talking about those zombies just there, right? And when you know that my mind went to the clickers, and I was just like, oh,
oh yeah, clickers
not
are
them.
Oh, so freaky, so well done.
They look,
just the
like
little noises they make.
Yeah, it's, yeah. Yeah, true. I love the clickers are very well best designs. So I think
good.
so.
I think the first Last of Us
just
game was good. It came out, what was it, like 2010 or something?
I don't remember. I lived in New York. I played it in my first apartment in 4 days in a little ball of tension. When did I move to New York? 2014, but it wasn't new, so maybe 2010.
So I love that this is your thing. Like my way of like signifying things is also my life events. Like my big one is like, was I playing guitar yet?
Yeah.
Which like
I'm just like, which apartment would, like, where did I live?
Yeah.
Where did I live when it
was
happened?
I in Scotland yet?
Now, oh gosh, yeah, Last of Us. Yeah, the clickers were very well designed.
So
also, oh, go ahead.
I never actually finished The Last of Us for myself. I watched other people play it, and I think Level Up Pixie did a playthrough before the second game came out. Because it was the clickers for me. I was just like, I got so annoyed with them that I was just like, I'm not fucking doing this. Get away from me.
Fair.
They are very annoying.
Very fair.
It's like one shot, just boom, one shot, just death. Like,
Yeah.
They are very annoying. I mean, and they're scary, but yeah, it's more annoying because you die so easily with them too. That's what makes it scary, I think, because you know not to run into them. Because you can kill them from behind, but it's hard to do, or it's risky to do, I should say. Yeah, it's like, yes, I imagine. Yeah, that's why the clickers. Yeah, they annoy me too.
I remember that there was a moment that really stressed me out just for like scary moments in games. It was the part where you like had to sneak down a hallway past a clicker that like was, I think, like asleep, and you're trying to like wrench open this door. So you're like, repeatedly smashing this button in order to like try to get this door open, and then the clicker is like slowly coming awake and then coming toward you, and I'm just like, I hate things like that because I'm just like, just go.
Yeah, that's me. I remember that part.
It's like, have you guys played Dark Deception?
Why does it sound familiar?
Oh,
this sounds so familiar.
It's the one where there's like 5 chapters and it got like released periodically. You kind of you go around and you're collecting like purple crystals throughout the levels, essentially.
Oh yes,
I do remember this game.
I do remember.
It's like when you're talking about that, just there reminded me because like in like a few of them, actually all of the chapters pretty much, like at the end, it's like you're. Like it's your last few seconds, like before you're escaping, it's like you're being kind of chased, and it's fucking awful. Oh god, like
yeah, I remember that, man. I gotta try that.
They are you are being chased to the game.
Of course.
Oof.
And
that's like Choo Choo Charlie.
Choo Choo Charlie.
Charles. Whatever it is, you know what I mean. That one that's coming out.
Yeah, I was going to bring that up too, because that's an upcoming one that I really, really, really kind of want to. I want to play it, but it's so absurd that it's like that's a thing, but it's like I want to play it, and yeah, Choo Choo Charles. I'll play that. I'll play that on stream or something like that.
Power to you. I will watch you play that.
Oh yeah, I'll definitely play that. Now,
I'm not playing that. No. Hard no.
Well, speaking of which I want to bring up too, though, because on the first episode we actually agreed that one of the scariest games we played was Visage, of course, right?
Oh,
But
yeah.
so I want to ask though, what are the other games that were very scary to you?
Ooh.
I can give you quite a few for me.
PT.
Ooh. Oh, I never got to play PT.
PT is fabulous, man.
I
That sucks
never
that
got
was
to
canceled.
play it, but I watched folks playing it. That game was like tense enough for me to be like, I'm so uncomfortable. And it's such a simple premise of a game. And it's been cloned so many times now because it just worked.
Oh yeah, that's where Visage came
And
from. Hell yeah.
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 And like it was like Kojima was behind it, Guillermo del Toro was behind it, Junji
Yep.
Ito was involved in it, and I'm like,
Oh yes.
It hurts. It
it hurts so much. I'm
it
like,
hurts. I
Konami,
know.
what the fuck? Come on.
I know, it's just like, why, Konami? Why? Like, it's just, it does. It hurts so bad because that was so good. And to tell you how good it is, like, PlayStation doesn't have it on the store anymore. But you just take a guess. I mean, I don't know the exact amount, but you can just guess how much a PS4 with PT on it actually costs.
Oh, Phoenix
so much
Downer
more.
has one.
Yeah,
And like,
I have one.
you do?
Can
Yeah,
I
have
come
PT
over
on my
and play
PS4.
it? Can I fly to Canada and play it?
The problem with it now is essentially like, of course, you would have to update your PlayStation. And like,
Yep.
with that means like connecting to the internet, and I think the game would become unplayable. Or like,
Yeah, I
it
have
would
no
be like
idea.
because your details and such would be on that PlayStation, so you'd have to connect to
Yeah.
the internet to take that off.
I know, yeah, that's the only thing. Well, that my name would be on the PlayStation, but I'm not sure if you like. I haven't played it in a while, but I'm not sure if like I know they took it off the store, so you can no longer download it.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you can still like if you have it
So
like
play it.
downloaded, you can still play it. I believe.
Okay.
But yeah, you still can't. You just can't download it or find it anymore on the PlayStation
Mm-hmm.
Store, which does suck. I'm glad I kept mine downloaded.
I know.
I don't know why.
There's
I
people that
did.
have done like I guess like fan redos of it that they put up online,
Oh,
which like
there's a
some of them
whole-
are good.
Yeah, there's a whole total clone, I think, on PC somewhere that you can find. I'm pretty sure there was actually two, and I know one of them got a cease and desist. I think the other one, I don't think they cared. But actually, no, I know the story behind this one. One of them, they got a cease and desist from Konami, but Konami literally made a statement about it. They said that the clone that someone made, the port that they made, was so good it actually inspired them to make games again.
Oh shit.
Like Konami did actually say that, and I was pretty shocked by
That's-
that. Like,
that's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
And there's actually I don't know if you guys have seen it. I can bring it up. With when PT was coming out, the Japanese game show, there was actually a PT concept gameplay. They showed back then. It was beyond the demo that we got to play on the PS4. It was at Gamescom. I think. Yeah.
Gamescom.
No, wait, no.
My beloved.
No, it was the TGS actually. That's what it
Oh,
was.
TGS, my beloved.
okay,
Summer
okay.
Games Fest.
Yeah, I was like, what the hell? I couldn't
Summer
remember.
Games
So
Fest is another
I'll,
one, yeah.
yeah, I'll bring this up really quick. I want you guys to see. It's really, really great. That's why it hurts so bad too, because we got all this and we're like, no. So
Well,
we
and
want
like
you guys
finding
to
out
see.
the behind the scenes of like the one ghost, like at some point in the hallway, is actually just right behind you, which is why you can always hear her.
Like,
Yeah, if you go into a certain room and you see like a shadow, you can see her shadow twitching behind
yeah.
you.
One of my I
Yeah.
guess scariest moments in gaming for me is like just Lisa in PT, like Lisa in the hallway, and like I think somebody
Yeah.
did like an out of bounds video at one point where they were
Yeah,
like
they
talking
did.
about it, and that I was like that actively. This is the scariest thing.
There's someone did
So
a boundary break of it where you can actually go outside the house, and they showed the actual whole town of Silent Hill. There was like a whole detailed town that was already outside that house. It was really pretty cool. Can you guys see the video
Yes,
there?
yes.
Yeah, I can see it. Oh,
Concept
God.
movie. Okay.
What could have been?
Yeah,
could
check
have
this
been?
out. This is awesome.
Oh, it's Games Puzzle. Oh, it's this video.
Yeah.
I know that laugh. That's been used in something else.
Oh, I bet.
Wasn't it? It's well, I've been playing Fatal Frame 1, and
Oh, I do remember this.
You remember this one?
Yeah.
Yeah, this was the Silent Hills concept movie. Like it was. I was so excited about this.
It's so good.
Oh yeah.
I'm walking here. Anyway,
Right.
just so I got from that little bit of trap. Like, oh, that's a butt.
Yep, that's a butt.
Oh,
Okay.
oh, that's not a butt.
Right. This is done so well though.
Yeah.
Who
it
did
is.
this? This is amazing. Which one of you was
Right.
behind this animation?
I
Right.
like to kiss your feet.
This part right here, the way that happened, where that door just flew at the wall. and
that's cool.
It just opens up, and that's so cool.
Oh, that's really cool.
Like this is like what could have been with Silent Hills. Like
Is that Donna Beneviento's household? Just there?
I was so hyped for this when it released. It was like when they showed this. Yeah,
Silent Hills, yeah.
Silent Hills. That was insane.
So upset.
I know it hurts. But there was another game that actually was coming out. It actually got canceled, just like PT, but it was supposed to be a spiritual successor to Silent Hills, which was called Allison Road.
Oh,
I remember
yeah.
that. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody was like so happy about this. It looked really good. I was happy about it. I wanted it too. But yeah, they finally canceled that, and thus is what brought out Visage, funny enough. So, I just always, every time we talk about like Silent Hill, I have to ask this question, especially recently with everything going on with the rumor of the remake or the rumor of a new Silent Hill and all that stuff. And at the game show, they didn't announce a Silent Hill. Do you guys think that Konami's going to bring out a Silent Hill?
Yeah. I feel like it would be like a bit stupid if they don't, given
Right.
like essentially the resurgence of like older horror games. Like for example, we're getting a Fatal Frame remake. Fatal Frame 2 remake, is it? I don't remember.
No, it's
Four.
4, yeah.
And of course, the last remake that they did of Silent Hill being pretty fucking terrible. Like,
yeah.
it would be a good idea for them to
Yeah.
do it.
I would say
Especially
so
now.
because- Right.
Yeah, this is a really good time for them to try to make a comeback.
I do too. I said this to someone just yesterday, and I said, I think honestly, with all the rumors, with all the leak stuff going on, because let's be real, the first leak was a few months ago, and Konami had a cease and desist, like take that shit down, like you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
So yeah, like they literally were like, yeah, take this offline. This, you know what I mean? Like it was.
Oh,
a
well,
whole
that's
thing.
all but confirmed it.
Right. So
Well,
that's
but
what I
wait.
mean. So what I think is going to happen, I think what's going on is I think Konami was probably thinking about releasing that at the game show, but like they are trying to hold back till everybody stops talking about it, and then like one day they're like, here soon, they're just like, surprise, motherfucker. Like, you know what I mean? Kind of like that whole surprise thing. They're trying to hold off so people can stop getting the leaks and thinking about it, and then they're just going to be like, bam. Like I do think we're getting one soon.
I feel
So-
like that as well. I don't know like how soon it'll be. I do think that there is one in the works. There's just a part of me that's paranoid of just
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
will they change their minds? Are they gonna end up like not doing it and releasing it? Like I don't know.
Yeah.
I've been burned a few too many times. So I'm just like, I don't trust
Yeah.
it. I'll believe it when it's like in my hands.
Right. And that's the thing. That's the thing, because the reason I brought this up is because there's a couple of things coming up that shows a lot of game trailers and gameplay. And one of them is this year in December, which is the Game Awards.
Yeah.
So I'm not saying, I'm not going to predict that it's going to be at the Game Awards. I'm not that guy, but I'm wondering if they're waiting till like something like the Game Awards to show something like that. You know what I mean? Because let's be real. Besides Metal Gear, Silent Hill is one of their most popular IPs, right?
Oh yeah.
And I think Konami kind of trolled us a little bit because there was that thing before they revealed the Suikoden remakes. Everyone was like, "Oh, they just renewed the logo or the something for Suikoden games, and they're probably going to reveal that." And they did, and everybody was pissed on Twitter, like, "Oh my god, of course, no Silent Hill." I know Konami knows that we want a Silent Hill. Oh, yeah. They know that because of the cease and desist shit from a few months ago, from the PT clone, from everybody talking about. I know that they know. How does it say? I know they know that we want a Silent Hill remake, or at least a new one, or whatever have you. I know we want one. So I think they will. I think they're working on it. I think they'll announce it hopefully soon, at least some kind of news about it. I hope. Just give us hope, Konami, damn you. Like, I'm
wondering if they're gonna wait until it's like basically done. Like if they're not gonna make any kind of because there was so much hype for like Silent Hills. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then that was canceled and everyone was like really mad. So I'm wondering if they're going to wait until it's like, and it's going to be released in 2 months. Like if they're going to just wait till the end and just like not say a word till then.
Yeah. Can you imagine the pre-orders by then if they...
Oh yeah. it'll break the store. But I don't know. I'm wondering like, is that their game? Because they are being so hush hush. So is it like, we'll eventually hear news, but it'll be like years down the road. Like, I don't know. Yeah.
Another horror game for me that's one of my scariest I recently played was Mortuary Assistant.
Oh, I have to play that soon. Dude. Violet got me to play it. It's like, I have like a thing on my stream of like, I think it's like either 30,000 or 50,000 channel points, and you can like pick what game I play next, or like I'll go into like a queue essentially. And Violet did it, and I was just like, oh, Violet's gonna get me to play like an indie game. I said, no, the Mortuary Assistant, and I was just like, oh fuck. Like, I didn't know Violet liked that game. I was like, fuck.
Oh, the game.
And then I was just like, oh, I don't think I own it. And Violet was just like, bet. And like in that same stream, Violet like gifted me it on Steam. I was just like, you motherfucker. Now I have no excuse.
Oh, I do. Hey, listen, you don't. Because, I mean, besides the scary part aside, the game is fantastic. It's the story of the game, all of it, great game. But, oh, dude, the game changes every time you play it, okay? So the scares are random. And I think the scares are randomly generated. So it's hella weird. Like, going through it, I think there's like 5 endings, but like the game is randomly generated, the scares are, and it never ceases to amaze me how much it can scare me every time I play it. And like I said, you see me play a little bit of it. So just be prepared. The game is fantastic. I can't wait to see both of you play it because
I really want to.
Oh yeah, the story is fantastic in that game. The game is brilliant. I love the random stuff in it, but it is going to scare the shit out of you. And
I saw the grandma at the window.
Oh yes, the angry grandma.
Let me in, dear. Let me in.
Yes, like oh my god.
It reminds me of that one fight where it's like it's the bus and the grandma is just like fucking going ham on this bus, and she's just like, oh. God, I have to.
These are. Oh, I don't know if anyone. It's that just reminded me of like homicidal grandmas of. I don't know if anyone ever watched the Dr. Tran videos on YouTube.
Oh God!
But the granny who just keeps running over a bunch of people.
I found
kid is next to her, just like Grandma, you just like ran over that person.
Mortuary Assistant. I can't wait to see you play that, Baka. Great. I can't wait to get it and you play it. I like. You're going to love it. Especially Baka when you get to that part where you have to embalm the body, because I know you don't like the sound. The sound. I mean, the sounds are pretty. I don't know. I don't know why, but the when you're doing this things like with the body, whether you're like, you know, sewing the jaw shut and all that stuff, they do a really good job with the sound and the look of it to make you kind of cringe a little bit. Like they do. Just, yeah, it's like ugh, like it just makes you just ugh. But it's so good. So I recommend you playing that. And then really quick, Fatal Frame 2 remake. That's why I wanted to wait. because the Wii edition, as you call it, that I'm playing through it, it's more scarier to me
Okay.
than the original. There's a lot of stuff. Like I showed you guys a clip yesterday of that when I was fighting the drowned woman when she came over my yeah, stuff like that. It's not in the original
really?
like that. Like the way she fights is not like that. She doesn't do that. And like there's a lot of new stuff that they added, the way you can peek through things and the way that the ghosts appear and all the stuff. It is way more scarier than the original PS2 one. And I want to go through it a couple times because this one has 2 new endings.
Oh.
You know, because Fatal Frame 2 has 6 endings. So, and there's 2 new ones in this one. So I'm going to try to get to that one. But I just wanted to bring that up because this one is actually bringing a new scare for me in the Fatal Frame series. It's really fun. So definitely recommend it. But what are your other ones? Oh, go ahead.
Fatal Frame 2 had one of my, because like I tried playing it when I was a kid and I fear quit until adulthood and then, streamed it and all that. But I remember my friends and I had my friends over and we started playing Fatal Frame 2 and it's like right in the beginning and my mom still makes fun of, actually both my parents, they make fun of like just the eruption of screams from my room. But it was the scene like right in the beginning when Mio and Mayu like enter the village and I think it's Mio. It's a shot of Mio and you just see like a comforting hand on her shoulder and you're just oh, Mayu's comforting her and then you just see Mayu walk past.
Yep.
And then the hand just like retracts and Mio turns around and there's no one there.
No.
And that like we just started screaming. I was like, no, can't.
Fatal Frame does it so well because the way they do the jump scares is unorthodox compared to other games. Like when the ghosts appear, it's the way they do it. It's incredibly, it's scary.
It's so good. They do it so well.
Oh yeah. And what horror games are you guys looking forward to play? Like because the upcoming releases and then some you want to play.
Oh god.
That are even out. I mean, I have a lot. Of course.
Scorn is a big one for me, and I think some content creators got access to a little bit of it just not very long ago. And I know it's coming out in October sometime. I think end of October. I don't remember. But I'm excited for that one because I love Geiger. So, like, it's very much a game that's based around the art style. So I'm very, very excited for that.
I want that one too.
Heck yeah.
And there's also Callisto Protocol.
Yes.
Which,
want that.
Like Dead Space successor. Oh, come on! And I've just seen another gameplay trailer of it. I think like a few days ago, and oh my god, it looks so terrifying.
Oh, they're releasing gameplay trailers now?
Yeah, there was another one that just released. I think about a week ago or so, or maybe like a couple. I don't know. Yeah, it looks incredible. I just can't wait for that. Dead Space is a great game, and I'm just glad that there's somebody that's kind of trying to, bring like that type of series back. We haven't seen something like that in a while. And even though they are doing a Dead Space remake, but,
they are, yeah.
They are,
and there's legit gameplay of the Dead Space remake.
Oh shit!
Out. It's Dead Space. Yeah, EA is literally remaking Dead Space, which is I'm glad they're doing it, which I'm grateful. But it's just hilarious to me that EA they decided to finally do something with Dead Space. Mm-hmm. But
because that hasn't been touched in a while.
Yeah,
it's been a minute.
It's been a big minute. I was just like super surprised. I was like, hell yeah. So I'll definitely get the Dead Space remake, and I'm trying to get Gray to play Dead Space.
That was on my list. And you were just like, what upcoming game? It's like Dead Space. Dead Space.
Yep.
I'm gonna be playing that probably next. Not even probably. I'm sure Rain's gonna have my streaming goal fulfilled, and so I'll be playing that next month. And oh god, I'll probably go through all 3 of them because I've
heard they're scary.
1 through 3 and that was the only other game I fear quit, and that was as an adult. I started playing it on my PS3 years ago, and I did not get very far because I was like, and so naturally now I have the 3 on Steam. and I, being an idiot, made it my channel point redemption challenge. I'm just like, do you really want me to play Dead Space? And of course, all y'all are like, yeah, we want you to suffer. I'm like, okay. So yeah, I'll be playing Dead Space.
Well, now you know how we feel now, because I know how you feel, because I'm going to be playing. I'm pretty sure I'm going to be playing Paranormal Activity VR. So I'm pretty sure.
I don't have a channel points goal set up just yet. I was thinking about it, and I was just like, I have so many other streams that I need to get through from like the charity incentives and such. So I'm just like, I'm waiting. I'm biding my time.
I still have to do my charity incentives from last December. I am so behind. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, Light Catharsis and Ollie. I remember your 2 redemptions. I haven't forgotten. I will do them.
She'll get it. She promises.
I do. It's every time I think of it, something comes up.
Yeah. I have to do a stream where I'm dressed as Totoro.
Oh, there you go.
Good.
I keep forgetting about it. I wrote it on a post-it note now, but I keep forgetting about it.
Yeah, I have to do. I have to eat vegan hot wings.
Oh yeah.
And I have to do now. This I don't think I'm not going to stream it. I'm going to do a YouTube video, but a random dance challenge of K-pop songs.
I love that.
Where like I'm not going to know in advance what's in there. I'm just going to click one of those like hour-long videos and just die.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
It's gonna be great.
I have a few.
I'll watch this.
I need to do a live music stream, which I won't be saving the VOD for that, just because Zwitch. The Totoro one, my chat needs to write me a tweet, and I need to do a full band cover of Yuri on Ice from Yuri on Ice, which I'm excited for.
Oh.
Brilliant song.
I was saying, speaking of, I've got to come up with it. Well, I come up with a stream, but I did a poll on Twitter last week, and I let it go for quite a few days because I was trying to figure out which horror games people pick, and I'm trying to remember all the games on the poll besides the ones that it was Horror Tales: The Wine, which is another one I need to play. And Project Nightmares, which I also have. But there was a tie by the end of the poll, which it was Summer of '58 and Home Sweet Home. So, and I know, so I'm trying to think, like, I'm thinking, should I make another poll for the tiebreaker, or should I just choose? Because I know which one people want me to play. Yeah, I'm thinking another poll because I'm pretty sure. I know Gray wants me to play Home Sweet Home.
I mean, I want you to play both, but yes, I do lean towards Home Sweet Home.
Yeah, and I'm just like, I mean, see, I've seen Home Sweet Home just a little bit, and I'm just like,
it's a lot. It's a lot.
I'm just like,
there's so many of those games because I put Home Sweet Home in like the same category as things that like, White Day or Dread Out or something, where I'm just like, those look horrifying. I
Dread X
don't
Collection
think I
games.
could do them.
Dread X Collection games are good. I've only played the first one.
But they're scary.
Yeah, Dread Out's a good game. Dread Out 2 in particular, because it's like a love letter to Fatal Frame.
Oh.
It's
100%.
So yeah, I did stream that one. But yeah, Home Sweet Home. I want it.
I'm excited for Simulacra 3.
Yeah.
Because I liked the first 2, and like the artwork for 3 is interesting to me. I'm very excited about it. Summer 58 is a game that I'm interested in, but again also very scared of. I've been playing on and off for a few months Outer Wilds, and apparently the DLC Echoes of the Eye is where all the horror is. And I'm very nervous about that because my friend Brendan, he sent me a screenshot one day where it's just like because Outer Wilds is his favorite game, and before you start the DLC, they give you like a warning, just being like, if this is too scary for you, there's an option to just toggle like some of the scares. And I was just like, oh no.
That's nice of them, though.
Nice of them. Love that. Thank you so much. But fucking hell.
Right. I do want to play Outer Wilds because I
Oh
you
my
talked a lot
God,
about it, and
do it.
I checking it out. I've seen some gameplay. Yeah, I will. I'll eventually play that.
Isn't
I
there-
definitely want. Uh-oh.
What is your favorite moments in horror games? This, or it could be like scary moments from non-horror games that have like stuck with you.
Oh man.
I'm gonna start here, and this isn't technically not a horror game, but it is scary to a lot of people. Subnautica, definitely one of my favorite games, or at least somewhere up there. But it's like there's a few moments. Of course, everybody cites like when like the first time you encounter a Leviathan, and more than likely the Reaper Leviathan. For me, it's like diving in the dark is scary, and like when you're going deeper and like places like Deep Grand Reef, or like you're in like oh my god, I've forgotten where it's called. It's like the blood kelp zone. That's it. That's scary to me. But also it's like if you go too far in the first game, in the second game it's different. In the first game, you're essentially in a crater. And if you go to like too far, like anywhere, like on any of the edges, you will enter the crater's edge, but we call it the void. And it is completely black, but you will hear noises, because I tested this out not long ago actually, of like me staying there with like, I had some mods on so that like I wouldn't take damage and such. Me staying there and like just kind of observing for a while, and I was there for about half an hour, and it does get very creepy. But the thing with the void is that you're not meant to be there. Like the developers have made it so that like every 30 or 60 seconds an adult ghost leviathan will spawn and pursue you. So you will have 3 of them come after you, and you're not meant to be there. There's nothing there for you. It's just a void. You like, there's not, now there isn't. There used to be a floor at like, I think like 800 meters down or something, but now there isn't. There's nothing there. I checked it. I went lower than the Marianas Trench, because that's what I wanted to do. That was my thing. Cause like at a certain point, it's meant to like warp you away. But like you can kind of make it so that you stay there, but you do go slower. And like I think it's if you like press like a button or something, then it warps you back. But if you just keep going, then like generally you're okay. And God, there's nothing there for you. It's like it's just an atmosphere. And that it got me the first time. I was like, cause your PDA, like I think it's like a warning, entering ecological dead zone, and you're just like, oh. And there's like a few times in the game where like she'll be like, multiple Leviathan class creatures detected. Are you sure what you're doing is worth it? And you're like, oh. You know what? You know what, Susan? You're right. I don't know what the PDA's name, if they have a name for their like their PDA voice, but it's Susan currently.
Yes,
right now.
canon.
Yeah.
It's Susan.
Yeah, there you go. It's Susan. And that's funny because just a real quick mention before I give you mine, Subnautica is also VR compatible. Mm-hmm. And there's actually a mod to play multiplayer.
Yes,
Subnautica.
yeah, there is. It's a bit unstable, but it works.
Yeah, it does work. Yeah, mine for me though, the one that stuck with me the most is probably one of the first times I really got deep into horror games, which is with the OG Resident Evil 2. And the part that I'm talking about is when you go into this room and you're in the police station, of course, and you go into one of the rooms. It's like, I think it's the interrogation room or something, one of the interrogation rooms. And you go and you light these 4 candles. It's a candle puzzle, and you get this key. As soon as you do that, Mr. X bursts through the wall at you, like without, you know what I mean? Like there's no music, there's nothing. You don't know what's going to happen. But as soon as you walk around, Mr. X bursts right through the wall. And it scares the absolute shit out of you. Like, I mean, you don't expect it, right? So the only thing to do is, of course, run. So you run out, you go out of the door, and you're like, okay, I'm gone. So you get out of that door, you run down the door or down the hallway, and you run around the corner, and then he bursts through the wall again. Like, and it's like, it scares the absolute shit out of you. Like, I remember that because that was like the first time I've been jump scared in a game. Like Resident Evil 1 had one where the dogs came through the window, but it didn't scare me, funny enough. Like that one just for some reason didn't get me. But that one with Mr. X burst through the wall like that scared the absolute shit out of me. And it did it again in the remake. Like the RE2 remake, I knew it was coming at certain points, but they changed where it happens at mostly, to a degree anyway. But because actually in RE2, the reason why it gets you is because it doesn't necessarily have to happen. They made it to where like if you do it a certain way or go a certain route, he won't burst through the wall. But like I did it, since they changed everything and where it happens, I didn't expect it and it got me again.
See, when you mention like the dogs in Resident Evil 1, for whatever reason, like in the first Devil May Cry game, like the first time you have like an enemy, as you go up these stairs, bless you. You go up these stairs and like you see kind of like a marionette. And like it doesn't attack you or anything. But
yeah.
Pardon me. But it's when you react to something, like you pick something up, then you get the cutscene of it coming alive. And it's like when you go to like leave, I think it is, you pick something up and then you go to leave, then it comes to life and you're just like, what the fuck is this? Hello?
Yeah, I remember that game.
You've been fucking alive this whole time?
Yeah, that's Devil May Cry. I love that game.
I miss it. I haven't played it in a while.
Yeah, really quick. Also, I just want to bring in another scary moment that I will always remember is from PT when you get killed by Lisa.
By Lisa in the hallway.
Yeah, that I remember that specifically because the first time it happened, I banged my head off the back of the wall because I was so scared. So yeah,
Fair.
that one stuck with me.
I have a few. It's not exactly moment. Well, okay, one of them is kind of a cheat, but for like atmosphere or just like the story itself. So like atmosphere, I think of I don't know if you guys have played it, Hellblade: Senua's Sacrifice.
Yes, I haven't played it, but I have it.
So like Senua suffers from psychosis, so she has like hallucinations, and there's like a constant voices in her head whispering to her. And they're so creepy because it's just like you do anything and they'll just be like this chorus of voices of just like saying dark or bad things. And it's just like, it's so eerie and it just like sets the tone so well for that game. So like, I really, really like that one. For like disturbing stuff, the entirety of Rule of Rose. It is incredibly hard. I think that took me 5 times to beat the mermaid boss fight. That was because it like I think I had the cleaver, which is like one of the best weapons. You have to hit her 30 times and she is vomiting acid at you and like popping up and down, and like it's also an incredibly sad boss fight because like everything in that game is so messed up and so disturbing, but I also think it just like makes it even better of a horror game because it like shows how people can be monsters. Even children can be monsters. Adults can be monsters. Adults can be monsters to children. Like, it's a horrifying game. But I will say, this moment is a cheat, but like my favorite cutscene in a game that some people label as a horror game, I'm not as convinced, but Deadly Premonition. One of my favorite games. I will say, my favorite moment is a cutscene in that game. Probably the most iconic is the FK and the coffee.
Oh, yeah.
He gets coffee and he pours milk in it and it swirls around and it like kind of looks like it could be letters, and he's just like, because he's like stuck in this murder mystery because he's a detective, and he's stuck in the case, and he just like looks in the coffee and he's just like, oh, he also talks to a voice in his head called Zach.
Oh, cool.
So he's like, you see that, Zach? FK. in the coffee. Clears a crisp spring morning. Never fails. And then that leads him to the next clue in the case. Like, it's so crazy. But I love it.
That is a good game. I haven't been through all of that. I need to play it.
Oh my god, please, everyone play that game.
I genuinely
also,
will.
I need to play the sequel. I still haven't, but like that's
Really?
on my list.
I genuinely
I,
thought you were gonna like mention the monologue just there.
Oh, I love the monologue. Diane's monologue in the art museum is so good.
It's like the first time I watched it was like the first time I watched it was the other day. And like I want you to know, like she spoke for the first time and I had to pause it and just laugh. I was like, that's fucking I shouldn't laugh because like she's clearly probably in like a moderate amount of pain right now. But like I this is the funniest thing I've ever seen.
It's so funny. That whole monologue is just art.
I'll definitely go through it for you. I promise.
Oh, please do. It's
I
so there's so much of that game that just like doesn't make sense, but in the best way possible. It's so good. And there's some moments. There's a monster that's definitely like a Sadako type.
Oh.
Who like crawls around on a ceiling. And like I just remember when because I experienced it the first time with my video game club in college. Shout out to Oga, y'all are great. But she crawled out of a vent and we were like, oh, and then like her hair swishes and you see her face and we were all like, oh no. Like, it's
man. Well, yeah, I'll definitely make sure I get a way to play that soon. I'll try to
do it. Yeah, it's on Steam. The director's cut. Highly recommend. Like,
I'll definitely
honestly,
grab it.
everyone, I still need to play the sequel, but like everyone should experience the greatness that is
It's actually
No,
my wish
another
list.
one. Yeah, I'll grab that one. Another one though, I wanted to bring up another creepy moment. I just remembered this because it was one of my favorite. And another one. And another one that I wanted to bring up was Silent Hill 3. There's a part. I call it the creepy mirror. I don't know if you guys played Silent Hill 3, but there's a part in the game where you go you go in this room.
Oh, the
and there's
mirror,
like
yes.
the mirror.
Sorry.
Oh, you know what I'm talking about. There's this big mirror, and you see your reflection there. And there's nothing in the room for you to pick up. You just all of it. But then if you pay attention, you'll see that the mirror reflection for some reason starts to look a little odd, right? And it starts getting like. And then when you go close to the mirror, you'll start to see like the floor getting covered in like this weird red whatever, right? And it starts, and then all of a sudden you see it starts to get on your reflection too. It's like blood or something, and it starts taking all over. And while this is happening, you can't leave the room. So no matter how scared you are, you just can't leave. So when you're running around, your reflection keeps getting covered in nothing but blood. The whole room gets covered in blood, and then all of a sudden your reflection will stop moving. It'll just be still. And it'll still keep getting covered in blood. And then you can leave, you can finally leave the room, right? But that's not where the creepy part is. So when you leave the room, you'll go to the other side where the mirror is at. And you'll see like there's a glass that you can see inside that room where the blood was, but you can't see in there because there's blood all over the window and all that stuff, right? So not until like a little bit later on down, like playing that whole section, you'll come back, you'll hear a noise or something, and then you come back and you'll see that the glass has burst open. And when the most creepiest part I remember also after that is if you look inside that room, there's like this big picture inside the room of this like mouth like smiling, and it's like got blood like coming out of his mouth and all over his teeth and everything, and it's like the most creepiest thing ever in like a Silent Hill game. I just remember that because that was probably, I think I was actually scared of that part in Silent Hill 3. Like Silent Hill was already in 1 and 2 is already scary enough, but that part I just remember it stuck with me because every time I play Silent Hill 3, I go to that part and it creeps me out every single time.
Well, it's super
And I'm just
creepy.
glad
And
that Greg knows about it.
if you don't leave that room though, if like the second the door unlocks, if you don't leave, you die.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you can die, yeah.
Yeah, it'll
Yeah.
just kill you.
Oh.
Yeah.
Because then the like corrosion or whatever will start taking over you,
Yeah.
and then it'll kill you.
Oh shit.
So
Yeah.
like the second that door unlocks, you want to leave.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, 100%. Yeah. I forgot to mention that. Yeah, but you will die. but it's just creepy because you're just like, what's going on? I can't leave. Like, you know, this weird, nasty sound, and like, you know, then Heather like gets the blood all over her. Then just the most creepy part is just when your character stops, because when you're moving around, it's your reflection, so it's moving around with you, but then it'll stop eventually and then look at you, and like it starts. That's just really creepy. I just remember that one. That was probably the most creepiest thing ever.
So I don't like dolls. Hi, hello.
Me neither.
If you didn't, if you guys didn't know this from the last few episodes, fuck dolls. Well, everything. So House Beneviento, Resident Evil 8.
Yes.
Oh,
What the fuck, guys? Like this whole thing. But like even then, like before when like Ethan like just essentially is captured, and like you wake up and fucking Angie's right there in your face, and you're like,
Yeah.
hello? No, I don't like this at all. And the whole house
I agree
essentially
with
being
that,
like
but can I raise you the baby?
I
the
was just
baby in
gonna
the
say
house.
that.
Yeah, like
Dude.
the whole house is
F that
not it.
fetus.
It's like an escape room, if you will. Like
Yeah.
which, but like
Of the worst
of
kind.
the worst kind.
Yeah.
With like this fucking demonic doll that's there, just like taunting you essentially, and like it's the it's
Yeah,
the
that was the
sequence
worst
of
part. That was the
events.
scariest part of RE8 is that damn doll and that baby.
Yeah, like the sequence.
I saw the baby and I was like,
Yeah, that baby
The
scared the hell out of me.
sequence of events, like close to the end of that section where you're going and like essentially playing hide and seek with Angie, and it's like all the rest of the dolls are here, and also Angie, and she's taunting you this entire time, and it's hard. It was a bad time.
I hate,
Yeah,
oh God.
that was that baby scared the shit out of me. That was the one I played that whole game on stream, and that was that baby gave me nightmares. I played that. I just remember screaming loud. It turned into Outlast for a minute because I had to like you gotta hide from the baby.
Yeah.
Like it was pretty. That was a pretty good one.
I haven't played RE8, but that entire level with the dolls and the baby, I'm just like, I don't.
Oh yeah, that was a good one. only scariest part in RE8 was that house.
Yeah, that was
No,
that
that's
was a
what I felt
horrible
like.
time. Yeah.
Yeah, that was
Yeah.
pretty much it. Yeah. Now the that was a good one. The now really quick though. Now I've kind of asked this, but what the games you haven't played that are on your list? Which horror games you really want to play the most?
Oh, Scorn.
Scorn?
The Outlast Trials I'm interested in.
Yes, 100%.
I wouldn't put it as a horror game, but maybe just because I see some Bloodborne referencing. Liza P. I don't know where it's
yeah.
gonna stand. And like, is it just gonna be Soulsy or is it also gonna be like horror-y? I'm not sure, but like, I'm interested in that.
Right.
My mind's went blank. It's just
I haven't played the first one yet. The first one's on my list, but I saw it's getting a sequel of Ib.
yes.
Oh.
I really like. Ib has been on my list for because I love. There are so many of that genre that I still need to play. Like Mad Father, I also really want to play.
Yeah.
But like, yeah, hearing that Ib is getting a sequel, I'm just like, well, now I really need to play the first one before the sequel comes out because I'm really gonna want to play that sequel.
I
Got
think.
to, because I've never heard of those. I'll have to check
I
it out.
think for a while, or
good.
maybe still, the first one was like kind of like one of those like free download games. I think.
Probably because I put it in the same category as The Witch's House, which is also a free download game, unless you want The Witch's House MV, which is for sale on Steam.
Okay.
Which is like slightly updated, different graphics.
Oh, okay. I was just going to ask what the difference was.
Yeah, it's because I think the first one was made in that RPG Maker, and then they remade it in RPG Maker MV, and that second version is what's on Steam. But the original you can still get for free. And
Okay.
God, I love that game. I love just like games like that, like The Crooked Man.
Yeah.
Viviet was also kind of one of those. I don't know, like they're just fun.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm blanking on like another really good one like that.
One I know that I really want to play. Well, I eventually will. Is one of them is called The Conjuring House.
Yeah.
You guys have seen that one?
Yeah.
A
That
little bit.
one, yeah, that one looks really intense. Of course, me and my intense first-person horror games. But there's also one that's based off the movie, which is The Bridge, Cursed Road to Salvation.
Oh, I don't know that one.
Ooh.
I'm trying to remember. I've only seen recent gameplay. Like one of the guys I watch plays it, but it's what I'm trying to remember. What it's based off of the movie called The Bridge Curse.
Wait,
Something
I
like
know
that,
that
so-
movie. Is that the one where it's like the kids and you cross the bridge and is it the staircase if it's like a certain
Yep.
number of steps? Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that movie. Oh, that's a good one. That's a really fun one.
Yeah, The Bridge. It just came out. The Cursed Road to Salvation. It just came out too, and it looks incredible.
I'm writing that down. I need to play that. Yeah, I loved that movie.
Yeah, that's a good movie. The Bridge Cursed Road. The Bridge Cursed Road to Salvation. Definitely check that one out. And then there's another one called Those Who Remain.
I've heard of that.
I have this one. I haven't got through it to it yet, but Those Who Remain is very interesting. So this one is it's one of those games where you have to stay out of the dark, right? But the reason why I like it is because the whole time while you're playing the game, like if you're in the dark, if there's anything with dark or shadows, there's these like weird like creatures that just stand there and stare at you, right? They're kind of twitching a little bit, and you can see their eyes glowing pretty much at you. And anytime it goes dark, no matter where you're at, they'll appear in any space that has darkness. So that's the whole game right there. They're always there, no matter what, right? But what makes it really cool and which it's creepy is all the puzzle solving you have to do because the lights will sometimes go off, and you got to figure out how to turn the lights on to progress further, right? Like there's a part like where you're in a house. And the house, of course, some of the lights don't work. So as soon as you go in the house, you see the creatures that's standing there looking at you. You know what I mean? And of course, so you're like, okay, I got to turn this light on. So you go turn the light on, and then one of the lights will go off, and you'll see them appear. As soon as the light go off, they appear there. But if all the lights go off, of course, you die. But it's really creepy because you'll be walking somewhere, and like you turn all these lights on, you got this path, and then all of a sudden a light will go off somewhere like behind you, and then all of a sudden they start going off even more closer, and then you'll turn around and one's right in your face, right?
Oh God.
Yeah, like they won't get you because you're in the light, but as soon as you step 1 inch into the dark, like you start taking damage.
Yo, did you ever? Sorry, it reminds
no.
me because it's the same mechanic. The movie Darkness Falls.
No.
Yes, it's the Tooth Fairy. If you try
Yeah.
to look at the Tooth Fairy, she'll try to kill you,
shit.
but you can't enter the light.
Oh.
So it like this kid, he like in the opening credits. Oh, I love so like the opening scene. It ends because of course he like looks, which is the mistake, and so then the Tooth Fairy ends up like
Pursuing him.
getting really mad. Yeah, and so you the at the end of the opening sequence, there's just this shot that's like pulling out, and so it starts like you see the kid in the bathroom in the bathtub, and the lights are on, and he's like chilling there, and then it pans out. And you see on the wall above the door to the bathroom the Tooth Fairy lurking in the
Yeah.
dark.
Yeah,
Oh,
I
it
need
was
to
such,
watch
that's
this.
such a
What
good
was
shot.
it
yeah, we'll have to watch it in the movie day. It's called
Yeah, we
Darkness
have to
Falls.
watch it.
Darkness
Yeah.
Falls.
Darkness Falls, did you say?
Yeah, that's pretty much what I call the game.
So
Darkness
good.
Falls, the game. But I recommend that one. So Those Who Remain, definitely check that one out. It's a really
Yeah.
fun one. Yeah, definitely that one. And another one is Ikai. I think I'm saying that right. Ikai.
Yeah,
That's-
yeah.
Ikai?
Ikai. Maybe that's what it is. Ikai. That's for all platforms, but it's like a Japanese horror, and it kind of reminds me of, I want to say Fatal Frame, but without the camera, but because it's a lot of Japanese like lore and stuff with this game, and it looks incredibly scary. I've actually tried to get the devs to give me a key for it, but I haven't got that far yet. But it looks incredibly good and scary. Oh my gosh, that's one that I'm like 100% like looking forward to playing is Ikai. Hopefully I'm saying that right. I'm not butchering.
I think so. And apparently one of the translations, depending on the kanji, Ikai can translate to spirit world or underworld. So
Oh,
that would
okay.
make sense.
Nice. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. and another one really quick. It's actually free, but they took it off Steam for some reason, so you have to find it somewhere else. It's called Soul Dossier, and it's a multiplayer horror game, kind of like in the essence of like Dead by Daylight, but it's actually
here
based
for
on
it. Let's
real.
go.
Right, but it's actually based on real Japanese lore, like or something
Love
like
that.
that. So Definitely check that out. But you can't find it on Steam. I think you can get it elsewhere now, though. I don't know why it's not on Steam, because it was on my in my library or on my list for like the longest time, and then all of a sudden it's like it's not there. But yeah, so those definitely check out, and the Bridge Curse Road to Salvation I'm definitely going to get soon.
Sorry, I just forgot because I was looking at my list of another game that the setting I thought was great. I mainly want to give this a shout out because this game gets so much hate. But the newer Prey, which I love that game. I know so many people are just like, boo that game. I'm like, I love that game. That's one of my favorite games.
It's a good game.
Yeah, and I think that the concept of it, because I remember being real tense and nervous when I was playing that game, because the whole concept is that the enemies are these aliens that are mimics. So when you, so they can mimic inanimate objects. So when you enter a room,
right,
you don't know where a monster is.
Yeah.
Because it could be a coffee mug. It could be a trash can.
Oh.
Like, you don't know what in the room is going to try to kill you.
Yeah.
And it just added so much tension. Also, I just love that game.
Well,
so.
it's a great game, and I like it. Maybe I think the reason why it gets a lot of hate is because, like we talked about, because of Prey 2 getting canceled. So it has this scar of people like, oh, so they're just going to do that. And I read this article recently by one of the people who made the new Prey. He's actually said that he felt disgusting that he actually had to use the Prey name for that game.
Oh.
Yeah, I read that too. How like the studio like forced it, and he was just like, "Can we not do that? That's like not good." And they're like, "Nope, it has to be Prey." Like, cool.
Yeah, but yeah, I think that's why it got pooped on a lot, because it was just because of Prey 2's cancellation, because Prey 1 is such a great game and everything. And I get it, because I had, I was looking forward to Prey 2, but 2016 Prey is still a good game. It is a great game. I do like it. I need to actually finish it. I didn't finish all of it, but I'm at the end.
recommend it.
Yeah, I recommend it too. It's a good game, rightfully so. And yeah, it's just unfortunately, the name Prey, it just has a stink to it.
Yeah. I think that was either that or Soma. One of those was my first game I played on YouTube. I think it was Prey. I think I did a few videos of Prey, and then I also started doing Soma.
Yeah.
So it has a very special place in my heart.
I do recommend, though, for you, though it's not, it can have some horror elements, but I do recommend you play the first Prey. I definitely think you should. Just because.
Will. It's on my list. I've seen the walkthrough of it. It doesn't actually interest me that much.
Right.
But I'll probably get to it at some point.
Yeah, it's a good game. It's a good story. Fantastic. It was probably one of the ones that innovated. It was like Portals before Portal. It had a lot of innovative stuff. It was really cool.
Oh, Portal's so fun.
Oh yeah, Portal's great. Oh man. Well, I think that about does it for us, though.
Yeah.
I
think so.
We hit that 2-hour mark.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
We did?
Yeah.
It doesn't feel like it.
It really doesn't, does it?
What?
It's okay.
Oh,
like
that's
it's like the last one. There was so much good stuff. I'm just like, well, I finally was able to cut some stuff, but I'm like, hey, we
almost made that into a two-parter.
Almost.
Yeah, almost did. Yeah. Well, this one definitely won't be a two-parter, I'm sure. But it's still it doesn't feel like it. Time flies when you're kicking it with your friends and talking all and anything games, right?
This is true.
Heck yeah.
So, well, but yeah, that's it for us, everyone. I appreciate you guys for chilling here with us and listening to us talk about our favorite games. But please check the description below for all the information, all the games we talked about as well. And I'm Rain.
I'm Parker.
And I'm Gray.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Feel free to put your favorites in the comments below. And your favorite moments.
Yes.
I want to know.
Yes.
Yes.
Ooh, yeah. And your favorite horror games. Sure.
Make our backlogs bigger.
Yes. Oh, yeah, for sure. I appreciated you guys, and I will see you guys later. See you guys.
See ya.
Bye.